Welcome to Ag Science 305. Now this course is about the management or techniques of managing SAE projects. So in this video, since it's our first week, I'm going to really do two things. One is in this week we're going to talk about the whole course, a little bit of a preview of where we're going. That'll lead us into really the focus of this week, which is number one, to go over the syllabus. That gives you that overview. Then also number two this week is to talk about content and also to talk about a homework and a discussion. So really the point of this week is to introduce you to the class, but also move right into the introductory content for the course. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get off screen and we're going to go online here. Now every week you're going to have a video like this. So hopefully this video gives you kind of a little bit of insight into how the whole rest of the semester will work. All right, let's take a look at the course. So when you log into this week, you're going to see the content for the week. But I'm going to back up, and as you look at content, now all these weeks are hidden. So every week, in fact, we're going to go ahead and talk about it right now. Every week on Tuesday morning, sometimes Monday afternoon, but by Tuesday morning, I will have the entire week up. And that way you've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and all of Friday to finish the assignments or review the content I have for the week. So everything that we do will launch on Tuesday morning and will always be due on Friday at midnight. So you've got the entire day, entire week almost to actually go through there. Some weeks I will release things on Monday, but by Tuesday morning we'll be ready to go. Everything, again, will always be due on that Friday. So if we're taking a look at this, each of these weeks are hidden from you now. I'll release these weeks as we go, but week 1, 2, 3, and 4 are really all about introducing the concepts of an SAE, how to plan for an SAE and what is essential to have, what are the areas of interest, and introductions of AF&R, that's Agriculture, Food, and Natural Resources. These are national content standards that education relates to, but so does SAE. And then finally, we will move into recording time in an SAE. And so the introductions week 1 through 4 really build the foundation of what an SAE is, how to plan for it, and how to record records of at least time. Then we'll have a test. After we move into week 5, it'll be all about record keeping. So this will be financial management, understanding finances, doing actual records about money. We'll actually have a couple of homeworks that talk about records and accounting. That's a little bit of ag finance. And then we'll end up with a summary of that week 8. And so you have 5, 6, 7, and 8 weeks, again 4 weeks, that are all about financial management and a test. And then in week 9, you actually start your record-keeping projects. We start with basic SAE projects all the way through complicated entrepreneurship projects. And then we have 2 weeks of that, and then FFA awards and reporting and exam 3 and the final exam. So this all is part of what we're going to go into is week 1, which right now is hidden, but as you go to your class, of course, this will be open. The other weeks are hidden until their week comes along. All right, first thing I'm going to do is pull up the syllabus, and we'll go over that right quick. So as you look at your syllabus that's listed here, you will see learning outcomes, resources that we'll go through, a summary of the grades that go through. Each assignment is summarized here in detail, and then we get into the weeks. And so these weeks, as we go through, again, they correspond online. We'll do as best we can to stay on task with these topics, but things come up and we may adjust through the semester as we go. All right, so back to the week. You can take a look at that syllabus. In this week, I have content that's loaded here for you. Each of these, every week, will be content, definitions, the information you need to review before you should go on. So you'll always want to look for this every week. In this particular week, I've got different guidelines. SAE is a great, fun topic because the national agenda for SAE keeps moving and changing a little bit. And so in this class, the first part of week 1 is to get the pulse of where we are right now. So there are a lot of resources that I've already loaded here for you. There is a 2016 PowerPoint of a national SAE summit of where SAE is headed and why. There is some guidelines that the FFA puts out in 2015. However, foundational SAEs, I'm going to click on this one, is a brand new adaptation to what we used to call exploratory. It's now called foundational. So right away we're going to go through and talk about that foundational SAEs are this new basic project, and FFA and the council have created that you move from foundational into these immersion areas, which are the more classic SAEs. And so this is a document that's very timely to talk about where SAE is headed. I've got some other areas of SAE, like the essential elements of an SAE. This document talks about what the basics are for an SAE, so you need to review each of these and be familiar. Our whole first test is about this whole planning section. Then the next test is about documentation, a little bit about supervision. So you can go through here and learn about an SAE. We do now move into the types of SAEs: foundational, research, placement, which is a job experience or entrepreneurship. So being able to really understand all of these is what this first section's about. I've also got some links to some resources that you need to take a look at, and one of the main ones I'm going to click on is Explore SAE. Now, Explore SAE is an educational site that's going to be a big part of our first section of this class. The instructions tell you to go to SAE resources, and all of these are videos that you need to familiarize yourself with. The essential elements is here. That's a video that goes over the essential elements of an SAE. The individual SAE is here, and then school-based service learning, and then you move into these types here: foundational, research, entrepreneurship, and placement. If you will, it tells you to move into the time, so time for foundational, time for research, time for entrepreneurship, time for placement. You're really kind of concerning yourself with this section of Explore SAE here at the top. So this is really what week 1 is about, getting you ready. So now your assignments, pretty simple. There's 2 assignments. One is, the assignment is to define SAE interest. And so what I have you doing is going to Explore SAE. And when you go to Explore SAE, you're going to choose Explore Your SAE, which I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do here. So I'm going to go back to the site, choose Explore Your SAE, and all of you in this class have a login to the AET system. Now, this is what we're going to use. I'm going to log out. I've already logged in as an example. So when you click Explore Your SAE, then you are going to be asked to put in a user. So all of you have a username such as this: your first initial. So I'm going to use Randy as an example, and then Lund. And then your password is going to be the same thing: capital R, capital L-U-N-D. So all of you have a first initial, last name that you're going to use just like this. And then the class we have is Aggie 9, and that is our chapter we're going to be using. What you'll do is choose Sign In on Explore SAE, and it will navigate you to your first assignment. So I'm going to go back in here, Explore SAE, your first initial, your last name, just like I've given you an example. Our chapter is Aggie 9. Once you get done with that, it will bring you to a page that says, complete your basic information, high school, email address. Go ahead and fill that in. And then when you hit next, you'll be on this page. The instructions tell you to choose Start a New Experience and answer your questions the way you would have an interest as a project. So what I'm going to do is hit Start New Experience, and then this begins Explorer Tool. What you're going to do is go through and answer each of the questions that come up all the way through section 4. Once you get done, then it's going to tell you that you have a certain type of SAE based on the answers you've given, and then you will go through and assign a date. Now this date could be anywhere from, it starts today, and in my SAE would, if I were a student in high school, would last for a whole year, or it may last for 6 months, or it may last for 2 weeks. So you can put in those date ranges. You will go through then and you will talk about how much time you think you're going to spend. You'll talk about kind of areas of interest that you have and who's going to supervise you. And at the very end of writing, you're going to finally hit submit, and you're going to get a PDF of all the work you did. That means that you completed the whole assignment. You'll then take that PDF that you get out of this site, and then you will upload that as assignment 1 into eCampus. I will then have that and can grade that and give you a score. So that's the first homework we're going to do. Now, some of the homeworks, I could look on AET, or I could go to Explore SAE and look at your work, but I want you to be a student, and you should take ownership of your work, and you should upload it into eCampus. Later on in other classes, we may do it differently, but for this Ag Science 405 class, you will upload all your homeworks onto eCampus so I can grade them. The next is the discussion. You'll click on the discussion, and I've basically got 3 questions for you to answer here. First, I want you to describe your FFA experience and the kind of SAEs you had. Maybe you had none, so you should say that. Next, I want you to talk about when you did your records, you did them daily, monthly. If you did not have an SAE, then you probably didn't do any records, so I need you to state that. And then third, what is the single most valuable thing you hope to learn from this course? And so I've gone over a little bit of the course outline here online, but you've also got the syllabus to reflect back on. Maybe what you want to learn from this class is not really in the syllabus or clearly defined. So I'm really curious the things you're wanting to get out of this class so that I can change my strategies to try to get you the outcome that you're after. All right, so welcome back. This is week 1. I've gone over the assignment here. I will do something like this each week to help lay out the objectives, and then you can actually complete these. Like always, I'll say it every week. If you need me, just ask me a question through your email, or you can actually look me up and give me a call either way. I would love for you to come by my office and meet me, and we can maybe talk a little bit more about these discussion questions. So I hope you'll take advantage of that. So if there's anything you need, let me know. Welcome again back for the fall semester and for week 1. Good luck.